Hey, good evening on Instagram. Hello on YouTube. Let me get that squared away. And then Facebook. Welcome. Tonight's going to be kind of fun. Tonight we're just nothing more than hanging out on a Friday night and just seeing what you're up to, seeing how I can help you. You saw, I don't know if you saw it or not, but I put a post on Connect saying, what do you need? How can I help? That's the episode tonight. We're just going to kind of walk through what do you need? How can I help? If I can help, I will. If I can't, I'll let you know that. But I think there's things we can do. So that's all we're doing tonight. We're just going to hang out. Bev checks in first on Facebook. Good evening to you. Instagram checking in. Marcia is here. Jennifer says hello. So I don't know if you guys caught the opening, but Michelle is here as well. Tonight truly is nothing more than what do you need? How can I help? That's the topic tonight. So if there is nothing, then there's nothing. Joanne, good evening to you. Lori is here. So good evening to all of you. YouTube, good evening to you. So yeah, so like I said, nothing more than we're just hanging out. It's Friday a little early. Westport, Mass. Jody checks in. Good evening. Let's see. Alice says, hello from Phoenix. I'm on my bus commute home and the traffic is going slow. Susan checks in from California. Amy, good evening to you. You're welcome. Thanks for an early show. Lori says, been a long day. Trust me, I know. Brenda, hello. I missed you. I missed you too, but I've been here. Leah's here. Let's see. Colorado Springs. Becky's in the house. Very fun. Susan says, go Red Sox. Thank you. Right. So Gianna is here. Very cool. Vero Beach. Terry checks in from Vero Beach. Santa Rosa, California. Lee checks in. St. Pete is Margie. So Alaska Boredom, waiting for our flight from Seattle to Phoenix. Woo! That's a fun trip. Well, cool. Have fun with that. So again, just to recap, I have nothing scripted. I have nothing planned. It truly is, what do you need? How can I help? That's the episode for tonight. So hopefully you're ready for that. Because like I said, if you've got nothing, I've got nothing. And we'll close everything down and we'll all go do what it is we do. But I put the post on Connect. There seemed like there was a lot of interest in that. So really that's kind of what I wanted to shift the focus tonight to that. Often Idaho checks in. Often we do on YouTube. Sorry. Often, you guys come in, we do a show, you guys chat with each other. But I think really it's time to just kind of check in with each other. Spend some time. So Jody says, you look rested. Must have been that call-in running day. Yeah, I totally needed that. So Henry, good evening to you. Henry says, one of the best episodes you do. Cool. I like to think so. These don't make it to the podcast. So therefore, it's not good unless you're live. But if you're live, you get it, which is kind of fun. So let me go back here. Let's see. First, and so here's the deal. Like I said, this episode truly is, what do you need? How can I help? I will kind of roll through. If I miss your question, you can ask it 18,000 times until I answer it. My intent is to get to them all. However, if for some reason, I start skipping around and I just truly miss it, don't worry about it. So just keep posting it until, within reason, but keep posting it until I answer it. Lori starts off, she says, seems to have lost my mojo. I've eaten off the chain today, chocolate and crackers and candy, and I bet my see more button doesn't work. That's still crazy that see more button. You would think Facebook would recognize that it doesn't work. So Lori, I get the gist of your question is you're eating off the chain today, chocolate and crackers and candy. How do you get that control back? It's a popular question for a lot of us, right? Many of us have that question of, we get into those ruts where all of a sudden nothing we do or eat works, and we just insatiable and just going after it. The best way to fix that I've found, number one, is you've got to get it written down. You have to be accountable for the action. That's the first step. And here's why I say that. It's not so much that I need you to put it in the tracker. That is important, but there's something beyond that. So what happens is when you put it in the tracker, mentally you're aware, the numbers start having meaning to it. The weigh-in later on has some consequences to it. And then what happens is the next time you get in that scenario, you do remember the act of putting it in the tracker. You do remember the feeling of hopping on the scale, and you are able to, just a little bit before last time, make adjustments. In addition to that, as I see you track it, and it's a minus 300 point day because it just was off the rails, and you go negative 300 in your days, in your weekly points, right? Then the next time that happens, success is minus 250, and you build on it. And then the next time it happens, success is minus 200. And then the next time it happens, 150, and so on and so forth, to the point where you truly reel it in and get it under control. So that's why I think, that's how I think you get your mojo back, is to just put it all in and make changes. Michelle says, nervous about going to a meeting in a different state tomorrow. Oh, don't be nervous. In my meeting room, I've been doing meetings / workshops now for 2 years. Every single week, there's a new person in the room. The regulars, they don't know the difference. They see new people pop and go all the time. So you will be welcome in any meeting you go to, any workshop you go to. I promise you, the workshops aren't so cliquey that every single person there was there every single week. People miss a week, people schedule a week, people come in from different times. So don't let that stress you out at all. Sharon says, just found your podcast on episode 30. Thanks for being here. You're welcome. Jane says, love it live. I agree. Let's see. Lori is here. Donna is here. Daisy, I didn't see Daisy. Is Daisy here? Truly, I didn't see her. Let me see. Did I skip Daisy? Oh, there she is. And she went, hello. See, I skipped right over you, Daisy. I don't know why. But hello. Man, I'm glad. Marcia, good thing you saved Daisy, or else we would have missed it. David, New York City, good evening to you. Lee, this is awesome. Lee says, my non-scale victories of this afternoon is my counselor and I decided that I no longer need his services. Great job, man. Very nice. So again, for those of you who just catch up, I'm going to repeat this a couple times. For those of you just catching up, the episode tonight is truly, what do you need? How can I help? That's what I'm going to spend an hour. We're going to be here till 9. So 50 minutes. 50 now minutes of what do you need? How can I help? And we'll run through whatever questions you have. If for some reason I miss it, type it again until you see it. So very fun. Dan says, hey stranger, first time live in a while. Glad to see you. It's scrolling through. So Christy says the same thing. She says, I'm there too, tracking and thinking about how I feel before and after and during eating. That's one of the things you can't uneat, right? I mean, once you eat something, if there's that regret that you shouldn't have had it, which sometimes we get that, there's nothing you can do about it. So the only thing you can do about it is document it so that the next time you do feel like there's an opportunity to reel it in a little differently so you can avoid that feeling again. That's all it is. And then then put the guilt away, because you put the guilt in your tracker and move on with it. Brenda's saying the same thing. Need to get the control back. That's a popular. So then the other thing I want to focus on is this time of year is tougher, right? So Halloween's right around the corner. Then we roll into Thanksgiving. We roll into Christmas and Hanukkah, and whatever seasons you celebrate, and then of course New Year. So the celebrations are abundant right now. The holiday foods, the seasonal foods are out in full force now. None of that detracts you. If you want it, it's the same way. You make a plan for it. You put it in your app. You find a way to budget for it, and you enjoy it and move on. Maria, you and I agree on this, right? And Maria says, I know if I don't eat sugar or unhealthy carbs, I don't crave sugar or carbs. I'm the same way. If I have sugar or carbs, I want more of it, and then making that stop is difficult. Sometimes it takes a complete reset in the morning. And so, but if I don't have it, I'm fine. I have amazing willpower before the first bite. It's after the first bite, it's terrible. So I just kind of roll with that. Yeah, I still wish that. Let me see. I want to try if I can get on my laptop and see if that helps. 'Cause I just can't believe. Maybe I'll have to reboot. Not reboot, but I don't know, do something with the iPad. I don't know. It's just crazy. Crazy that Facebook doesn't give us the option to see the more comments. Bev says, I finally made exercise a habit. That's awesome. That's when you start changing your life, is when you really start digging into new activity, things that you're not doing normally, and you now make them a habit. So a lot of this journey is you taking existing habits that led you down a path you didn't want to be on, and then converting them to new habits that put you on a path that you do want to be on. That's what we're after. So Bev, congratulations on that. MCMX121 on Instagram says hello back. Very good. Look at this. Dina says, saw my doctor today, down 33 pounds since last year, 146 pounds from your highest. Doctor was so proud. Yeah, I can only imagine how awesomely ecstatic your doctor would be seeing a 146-pound transformation right in front of his eyes. I'm impressed. So way to go, Dina. Very, very proud of you. Lee says he's at 750 meetings / workshops attended. Lacey says, how is everyone? I'm almost caught up with all of your old podcasts. Yeah, you want to get them all in, right? I always say start at the most current and go backwards. Because again, some of the ones early on, they're just, I don't know, maybe it's just different. But whatever works for you, they're all out there. You can listen to them randomly if you want. Fat Dag Roulette, we call it. Daisy, hello again. Connie says, how was the Muscle Milk Pro? I did not like it. That post was crazy on Facebook. So this morning I woke up. Often I have a protein bar for breakfast and a piece of fruit and water. That's my kind of normal go-to breakfast. This morning I woke up. We had no bananas in the house, which is rare, and we were out of protein bars, which was rare. So on my way to work, I had to stop somewhere and get something. So I walked in and I was trying to avoid the protein bar because I was like, see if I can do something different. And so I saw the banana, so I grabbed the banana out of the gas station. That was a win. And I said, I'm going to need something a little more to get me to lunch. I have a busy day at work. And so I said, I did want to kind of find a protein bar, but I couldn't find one that I liked. So as I was grabbing my water, I saw the Muscle Milk stuff, and I'm like, I wonder. I looked at it, I scanned it. It was 3 points, which I thought was a lot, but it had some vitamins in it. And compared to, there was another drink I was looking at had no vitamins. So I'm like, well, surely the vitamins have to be better than no vitamins. And then, of course, everyone on Facebook let me know that was full of chemicals and whatever. So, you learned, but in that, I didn't like the taste of it. So it didn't really matter. I'm not going to buy it again anyways. Lori says, see, and I apologize. It's not me. I can't read all of your comments. So if you more than about a dozen words, I can't read it. So Lori says, my husband just sent me a picture of his car with a busted window and a windshield. I really don't I'm assuming need the stress. Yeah, man, that's terrible. Sorry about that. I hope all is well. Lee says, next thing to build into your auto tweet is Hi Daisy. Yeah, I should set up an auto tweet for Hi Daisy. That's a great idea. Every day at noon, Twitter will automatically say hi to Daisy. I'm in. Funny. Let's see. Yeah. Whew. So Pamela in Colorado Springs, good evening to you. Lacey, what's the best way to tone up? Strength training, by all means. I've been doing strength training now consistently for 2 years. I go every day, every week. Have not missed, other than maybe travel, but I've not missed a week. So strength training is fun for me. So I don't go crazy with it. I'm not the guy that needs to live in the gym for 4 hours a day. I'm not. I will never be that guy. I'm just trying to stay healthy as best that I can. So my particular strength training workout, it really is just a 20-minute workout. It's 1 day a week. Their muscles are constantly under load. It's a high-intensity workout, a very slow workout, very deliberate workout. My trainer does everything for me. All I have to do is sit down in the chair and push the weights around. So, but I've noticed, I've bulked up quite a bit muscle-wise, and so I like that. I know it adds weight to the scale. I'm cool with that. Some of my shirts are getting tight in through here, which is kind of cool. Some are tight down through here, but that's a whole different conversation. But the ones that are tight in through here, I mean, it's muscle, and so I like that. And the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns, and then which means you have to actually eat more to sustain a current weight. So, but the best way I think to tone up is to strength train. Use a full body strength trainer. Don't just do your arms, do your legs and your midsection, your core. So look into a trainer in your area that offers some sort of strength training would be my key, or my guess. I mean, can you tell I'm coming down with a cold? I can. Donna says, Donna, I agree with you. Donna says, the days that I really mess up are the ones I didn't eat enough protein at breakfast and ate too many carbs. Yep. That's interesting. I have a very similar, and that's why I grabbed the muscle milk thing this morning, because I know me enough to know that if I didn't, my options this morning when I left the house were Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, there's not Dunkin' Donuts on the way yet, but something terrible were the options. So I said, well, gas station, at least if I get some protein, I know I can then get to lunch. So that was, it's one of those, no, I know it's not great, but it was certainly better than the alternatives that I had presented to me at this morning. So, and so I'm the same way. If I don't get a good breakfast in the morning, it just goes to, turd quickly. So, Joyce says, I'll be listening as we walk around. So Joyce, there will be no different episode in the morning. It'll just be this, and then we'll just keep rolling with it. So, Teresa says, I do really well all day, but evening time is very difficult for me. Still below goal, but you feel like, and then it cuts off. But so here, I'm gonna assume what you're saying. So evenings, this time of night, very difficult for a lot of us, right? So we go through an entire day. We make it through all our meetings. We make it through work. We come home, we have dinner, and then there's this letdown of, I just want to relax. And then during that relaxation stage is when you start getting tuned into, okay, I'm hungry. And the question you have to ask yourself is, are you really hungry? It's the green bean test. It's the apple test. If you're not willing to get up and eat an apple, you're not truly hungry. If you're not willing to get up and eat a can of green beans, you're not hungry. You're bored. So you have to then find something that you can do to kill off the boredom. And then, but you got to do that in the evening. So have a plan for your evening of what you're going to do all night, and substitute the bad habits with the good ones. We always have some sort of fruit on hand, right? There's always apples, strawberries, bananas, and occasionally we have oranges. So, and when I recognize that, if I go in and like, okay, I'm bored, even if you're bored, an apple is still really, really good. So, and then Michelle on Instagram says her rule is I just don't eat after dinner, period. So yeah, I don't have that rule. I don't know that I could live by that. And then she also says hard-boiled eggs are my go-to 0-point food. So again, two things I can't do or don't do, whatever. But what's awesome is you're finding something that works for you. Lori says, does anyone know of a good protein shake supplement that's not sweetened with artificial sugar, or artificial sweeteners? So I use the Premier Protein one. I think is pretty good. But again, certainly you'll have the opportunity if you post it on Facebook, someone will chime in and let you know what you're doing or not doing. So, so Lee takes individual baggies and portions everything out. So that's a great idea. Lori says the See More problem is fixed on my phone. It's not fixed on my iPad, so I gotta fix that. Ginger and Steve says drinking LaCroix fizzy water helps. And then Michelle says deli turkey is the other 0-point protein. So very nice. Marcia says, what's the muscle milk? I didn't like it. I mean, I actually did not like the taste of it. I drank about a little over half of it and then threw the rest away because it was just too, it tasted like chemicals actually. So, but it got me through the morning. So I moved on from that for sure. Jane says, I'm trying to really treat the weekends as every day, looking ahead to the week and using points on purpose. That's kind of, if you treat 2 days a week differently than the rest of them, you're going to have some difficulty with that. So you kind of have to plan just the weekend just like you do the week. Granted, you have other activities, but you could these activities that you have on the weekend, sometimes they pop in during the week and you make it. So we just have got to stay focused 7 days a week is really the goal. The longer you can stay, the longer trend you can piece together, the more success you'll have. But you can undo 5 days worth of clean eating with 2 days worth of bad eating very easily. The math isn't one for one. It's not one day good, one day bad is a wash. It no, 2 days can quickly undo an entire great week. So don't do that to yourselves. Dan says, it seems like I just want to eat everything in sight when you get home from work. So yeah, protein helps. And then the other thing too is, there are things, guys, there are things I just can't have in the house. I told my wife the other day, she's been buying these, they're called penguins, but it's like goldfish, the goldfish crackers, but they're penguins, and they're delicious. And so the intent is to take a couple of them and eat them. My issue is I open them, I eat the whole bag. I just do. So the other day I looked at her and said, yeah, these are really good. Please stop buying them. I can't have them in the house. So if I want them, I'll make a deliberate action to go get them. But having them here, if I come home from work and they're here, they're gone. It's that, I don't know what it is. I don't know why. It's happened twice now. So as soon as I saw it happening, I'm like, okay, I just can't buy them. I'll be okay. They're penguins. I'll be okay. Maria says, Premier makes an organic shake with no artificial sweeteners or flavors. So in the 3 points. Lacey says, you're awesome. I can't wait for you to read my email. That was the first time you put your white on paper. Let me see if it's in the inbox. When did you send it, Lacey? Let me see if it's in here. I want to say I think it is. There it is. So it says, Dear Fat Dag, I've been wanting to write again to you. I know that you get many emails. I'm sorry for a long email. I've been binge listening to all your old podcasts. Would love to be on one of your podcasts. I started at the beginning, and I'm on episode number 97. I listened to all of your old ones, but all of your new ones, but 6. I'm writing to you to celebrate a long-time goal, not a WW goal yet, but planning on making it to lifetime. That was doubting myself. I finally made it to 179 after being stuck at 180 to 184 for over a year, and the scale has not budged. To be honest, some of it was my fault and not totally being true to the plan. Other reasons are that I didn't have my head in the game totally. Without seeing any movements on the scale and other reasons, I didn't track honestly. Also, I used to be a size 18 jeans pushing bigger if I didn't stop myself. Now I'm in a size 14, and those are now loose and falling down with having to get a smaller size. I'm not sure if I can get into a size 12 yet, but if I do, that'll be the smallest size that I've worn since being back in high school. And then I'm going to skip a couple paragraphs. We'll use this on an episode. I'll skip these. My question for you is that I'm afraid that when I get down to the 170s, that it creeps up back to 180s, and it doesn't stay there. I hope it's here to stay. How did you get past that feeling, and what did you do? I would love your advice to help me get to my next goal and eventually a lifetime. So, and then Lacey goes on and on and on. So I will use your email in an upcoming show, but let's address it while you're here, right? That makes it way more fun. The number is just a number. You got to go based on what fits, what feels good. I get that WW has a range of 2 pounds. I understand all that, but there's some reality. Michelle, it's funny. As I was reading it, Michelle, I was thinking, I think I already read this. But anyway, that's irrelevant, but we hit it again. But the concept is you can't, you just can't let the actual number get to you. I had on Connect just tonight, I said, how can I help you? What do you need? And someone said, I just want to lose these last 10 pounds. And I'm like, why 10? How do you make up these numbers, right? I mean, when's the last time you heard anyone say, I'd like to lose these last 8.5 pounds? No one says that. Everyone rounds up to 10 at that point for no real reason other than just 10 sounds better, right? Oh, he's 10 pounds overweight. No, you don't even know. You haven't looked. You're just making the assumption. So don't get hung up on this number. Maybe it's 6.5. Maybe it's 6 3/4. How you feel and how you look is what you're going after. So Kathleen says, "Hi, Mike. I am so tired of having to track and plan. Will I ever stop thinking of food?" Um, so that's my life, right? So I consider myself in what I call my own version. I'm in phase 3, right? Phase 0, denial. I'm not overweight. I'm husky. I'm big boned. That was me in phase 0. Phase 1 says, okay, wait a minute. I'm overweight. I should probably lose some weight. So I hopped into phase 1. I lost my weight. Yay. Phase 2 was, I consider phase 2 was maintenance and lifetime. I had to get to a point for me to know that I don't want to open an app every single meal for the rest of my life. I just don't want to do it. My wife doesn't do it. My daughter doesn't do it. Every time I go to eat, I'm the only one putting things in a computer. So there is a way to do it. I need to teach myself how to do that. It's not easy, but I wanted to see if I could. And so for the last year, I put this on Facebook a couple times. I put it on Connect. I have not tracked for a year. I've mentally been aware. I've mentally stopped when I was content, but I wanted to see if I could go a pretty good amount of time with just my brain as a, whatever the term is, a normal person, just balancing my life. I did that for a year. I'm happy with exactly everything I did, and now I want to go into what I'm going to call phase 3. Is now, okay, I've proven that I can track and lose weight. I've proven that I can not track and maintain my weight. Now can I change my life again and eat cleaner and healthier? I tell you, it's weird because like the other day we went to lunch, and I haven't told anyone this yet, but we went to lunch. We had a catered lunch at work, and I put salad on my plate, and there was fresh roasted vegetables. I grabbed a scoop of them and put them on my plate. The salad, I ate almost all of it. The carrots, I decided not to. But the point is I'm now thinking in that direction, like, okay, I know I need to do this. For me, it starts with put it on the plate. You need to get used to looking at it. At some point, I will cut one up and I'll take the smallest, tiniest bite, and then I'll move on. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm tired of tracking and planning, but I'm not tired of living a healthy, happy life. So I will always be conscious of it. Slightly different. So yeah. So Michelle says, thinking about my size 4 jeans is keeping my hand off the peanut butter cookies. Yeah, it does that. And then Mom 22 says, love me some smaller pants. 135 pounds gone. Has a way of doing that to me. Yeah, you are awesome hanging out with you and your family in DC. So you're so awesome. Thanks for being there. There we go. Nora says, thank goodness you're here. Rainy, nasty, depressing day in South Carolina. It's rainy here too. Needed a wingman fat dag pick me up. Well, there you go. There you go. Kim, I had the Pro Series. It was 40 grams of protein. It was a lot. Kevin, woohoo! Kevin says, first time viewer, down 77 pounds. You're an inspiration. Well, dude, you're an inspiration if you're down 77 pounds. Let's just go there. Tonight's show is different, so thank you for being here. All we're doing tonight is just chatting. Whatever you want to say, I'm asking you, what do you need? How can I help? Answer those 2 questions. I'll help you however I can for the next half hour or so. Laura says, hey, Donna, you found my friend Mike. Mike, say hi to my co-grandma, Donna. Hi, Donna. Very cool. Very fun. Let's see. Lisa, I saw Orange Crush and 7-Up at Cakes at Safeway. 13 smart points per serving. Whew. Man. Crazy. Lacey says, I never put my why on paper. I love doing it. Yep, I think so too. I'm going to, I want to get to the point where I would love to have phone conversations with people, walking through their why. I did it once. I put it on Instagram. I kind of made it a prize, like, I'll pick a random winner, and we spent an hour on the phone talking about the why. I would love to do that with every single one of you. I think that would be so fun for all of us. Unfortunately, the time doesn't allow it, but certainly it's something I'm going to try and start doing more of. I think it'd be kind of cool. Would you be interested in that? Maybe kind of fun. Man, I'm coming down with a cold. Whew. Amy, quick pop in from Wisconsin. Good evening to you. Jody says, hi, Harper. Woo-hoo. I didn't see Harper. Oh, there, Harper. Hi, Harper. Christy says, for me, I think I will always track and plan. Otherwise, I'll go back to my old ways. I understand that side of it. I really do. I am trying to push past that, knowing that I have that as a safety net, right? So I still look things up to get an idea. I still try, I don't track per se, but I'm still very, very conscious of what I'm doing. It's not a free for all by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just not, I just don't want to be the person typing everything into my phone anymore. I want to see if I can do it with just strictly on me. Franny says, I will talk to you. Yeah, I know you will. I haven't, I was thinking about you earlier because I have not seen you on Instagram in like 3 or 4 days. Diane says, Exercise Inc. I do that too. Do you do it here in Indy? Diane, who's your trainer? I'm curious. I see David. It is Exercise Inc. It's an Indianapolis-based gym, exerciseinc.com. You can go to the website, but that's the strength training I do. It's fantastic. Soki, Diane says, you said that after the DC conference, you're adding more foods with more nutrition. How is that working? So far, it's okay. I have an app that now tracks the nutrition in the food, not just the points. And so I started double tracking for a little bit. And so, yeah, I'm more conscious of it. I'm not saying I'm not perfect. It's going to take me, I'm giving myself a year to adjust to it. Yeah, Kim says, you did sound snuffly. I am. I keep, nuts. Lori says, oh my God, I do a lot of strength training. Is that why I've gone up 8 pounds? Well, it certainly, adding muscle certainly does add weight to the scale. In my case, some of it is muscle, some of it is pizza. So it's just a matter of, strength training for me causes me to eat more, because my body needs more fuel. And if you don't give it the right fuel, which is why I'm now switching to trying to track nutrition, is I really do want to be in a much better place, in a healthy world. So, Cole Francis is just getting back to my roots, connect, remember who I am. That's what it takes. Diane says, Harper, love meeting you and your dad in DC. Yep. Yeah. And then Ryan was supposed to join us, but he ended up not making it to there. So anyway, but hopefully you guys had fun. Yep. Very fun. Lee says Chick-fil-A egg white grill is good. Yeah, I don't do egg whites. So Lacey says, what do you do? I don't have money for a trainer. Yeah, so that is the downside. So I've looked at a couple different trainers. A good personal trainer is going to set you back $300 to $400 a month. They're worth every penny of it. I met with a guy, I don't know if you're watching, Jay. I met with a guy in Indianapolis, Jay. He has an awesome gym. The dude's cut, the dude's ripped. I would love to look like that, I don't have the time or the resources to get into that zone that he's in. So I do something a little different. I'm looking for something a little more, but yeah. So if you go to, I'm positive that you could Google, strength training workout for beginners, and there's got to be some sort of plan online that you could follow, and just go to a gym, a YMCA, a gym in your office, and there are things that you can do, and you'll find most people in the gym. There are a lot of people that would love to help you out, and they would, especially they would walk in and say, you'd say, hey, I don't know how to use the equipment. Someone will show you. So don't let money be the excuse. You can Google something, and then as you get to the point where you're starting to get in the groove, then by all means, you can then, ramp up and do something different. Elmo just checked in on YouTube. I don't know what that's about, but Elmo's here. Woo! Michelle says, I've been conscious of eating healthy eating for a while. Can't do processed foods anymore. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably going to get to the point if I could get there. Man, I tell you, my list of food issues is like this long. So I'm a little concerned. I'm willing to think about it. That's what I've committed to. I've committed to thinking about it. Being honest, right? Pamela says, make the best choice you can in the situation. Baltimore, Patty checks in. Patty, thanks for your note today. Patty sent me a link to a trainer, to a dietitian that I would love to talk to. Jill says, I don't have the time or the resources either. Like I said, a good trainer, really, a trainer worth their salt is going to put you back $300 a month, or way more depending on, what they're after. That's just what I've noticed here. So, It's expensive. Now, are they worth it? Sure, right? If it helps you reach your goals, by all means, it's worth it. So, yeah. Let's see. Hi, Daisy again. Central New York. Good evening to you, Claudia. Nora says, I like apples, especially caramel apples, right? So, no, I have my water. So again, all we're doing tonight is this show tonight is just we're catching up. What do you need? How can I help? That's kind of the theme for tonight. So certainly chime in with that. If I miss it, then just continue to post it. Harper says, anyone lose sound? Nope. Yeah, Mary, I didn't like the muscle milk either. Jane says, does anyone else have a mental block about their age and thinking that they can't do a certain activity? Yeah, age is a number too, right? Tom Brady's still throwing the football at 40 some years old, and he shouldn't be doing that. So don't let your age just deter you. Your age can certainly, you can do quite a bit, regardless of how old you are. Get in shape and do it for sure. Dina says, for protein, my go-to is Boar's Head turkey. Jeannie, woohoo! Jeannie's in the UK. We are way international. I saw on Facebook you guys are having a blast out there. I saw your pictures of you on the airplane. So I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you're still here, but I'm glad you're here because I at some point want to pick your brain about nutrition. I'm ready to start having the nutrition conversation. I need you to find me a dietitian in the best dietitian in Indianapolis. And I want to go walk in and say, help. I want to address all my crazy food issues, and I want to see if I can do something with this. So I was going to text you, but I was like, well, I'll wait till you come back. So Karen says, does anyone watch your sodium intake? I try to. Yep, for sure. So here we go. So Glenda says on YouTube, says, Bob and Brad physical therapy video has some great tips on how to set up a strength training with resistance bands in minimal space and minimal cost. Yeah, so that's the thing. It absolutely can be done. There's no question about it. So YouTube and Google are certainly your friends. Yeah, I bet you on YouTube you can find some amazing videos that talk about strength training. Yep, for sure. So thanks for that. I'm glad you chimed in with that. Michelle certainly is on Instagram, says she watches her sodium intake as well. Harper, did you have the volume down, Harper? Come on. Karen says, I'm living proof that my weekend destroys a good week. It does. 2 days on the weekend will ruin an entire week. Man, I'm catching up on some of your I am way behind on the comments. So let's see. Allison says, awesome how you're focusing now on healthy choices and learning more about nutrition. Yep. So I have an app. Let's see if it won't work, but I have an app that tracks. Let's see. I want to get an idea for what it tracks. So it tracks 26 different nutrients. So the first thing it tracks is calories, and then it does carbs, and then protein, fat, sodium, cholesterol, saturated fat, fiber, omega-3, omega-6, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, prioxidine, folate. Gene knows all about this. Cobalamin, ascorbic acid, tocopherol, potassium, magnesium, calcium, iron, copper, zinc, phosphorus, and selenium. So this app tracks, I don't know if you can see, you guys can see on Instagram, this app tracks all of them on the left-hand side. So can you see it on YouTube? No, you can't see it. There you guys can kind of see it. So I'm working on trying to learn a little bit about all of the different things in nutrition, but I'm not going to get there. Joanne says to do better if you buy individual bags, serving bags. Yep, I'm the same way. A small bag, I'll eat the whole thing. A big bag, I'll eat the whole thing. Just how it works. So mom 22 says tracking all that would make it easy. So the beauty of this app is as long as the food's in the app, it tracks it all for you. You know, all you have to do is put the food in, and it knows the value for all that. So it's working really well. I'm actually very impressed with it. And then the cool thing about it, what it does too, is so if I'm low on potassium, let's say, I can look in the list and it'll show me what I should be eating next to get the potassium based on where I am for the day. So it starts giving you food recommendations based on what you've eaten currently, which is, you know, but so far everything that's recommended, I'm like, yeah, I don't eat that, I don't eat that, I don't eat that, I don't eat that. Cheeseburger, yeah, I eat that. Okay, so, you know, not exactly working, but I told you my commitment right now is to start thinking about it. That's as far, this is attendance goal stuff, right? My commitment is to think about it. At some point, I'll take the next step in this process, but right now I'm just giving it some thought and trying to do better. So let's see. So the app right now, it's not available. It's a proprietary app that is, yeah, I know you guys were going to add, I probably should have shared it. It's an app that I'm working with the developer. The way it would work, I have to buy the app, and then you guys would come to me to get the app. So they don't sell it to direct to consumer. So that's why I'm testing it first. That's why I was interested and I found it, and I was hoping I could join, but I can't join. The only way to join is to buy the whole thing and then resell it or something. And so I got to figure that out. There's got to be other versions of it, but this one I'm actually pretty impressed with. So the name of the app will be whatever I name it. So that'll be kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure I don't know if I'm going to commit to it or not. I mean, just leave it at that. I'm just not positive I'm going to commit to it, but I like it. Yeah, I know. Dina says, yeah. So Dina and I, funny. Dina and I had dinner together. Oh, it was a while ago, Dina, wasn't it? I'm trying to think of how long ago it was that you were up. So Dina and I had dinner together, and we were the two. We sat across from each other, and we were the two like. I'll have a chicken breast and water, right? I don't remember what Dina had that night, but I remember we both ordered the most plain dinners, and we like high-fived across the table, you know, like woohoo, you know. But too funny. Let's see. Dorothy says, "But you're a strong-willed person. I am weak." No, you know, I'm not strong-willed in that sense. I just find goals and I'm determined to hit them. So if that's strong-willed, then I guess. But yeah. So Nora, you're right. My veggie add-on idea sounds like you're walking to the gym. It is. You know, I'm committing mentally to thinking about it. That's all. You can ask me all day long if I've eaten them. I'm going to say no. I committed to thinking about them. I'm thinking about eating carrots. That's the same thing as eating carrots for me at this point. Lacey 178.4, good work. Let's see. Lee starting weight 309. I love that. Always current weight 186. Let's see. Scrolling through. Lee says if you tweeted our why, I can make it in the big book of. I need to put more in the big book of awesome again. I haven't done that in a while. Pamela says one-on-one, yes, please. Yeah, so here we go. Now we're into that comment. So here's what I'm thinking, right? And this is probably, my brain goes a million miles an hour. I'm trying to do two things. I'm trying to retire from the military. I'm trying to keep doing this because I enjoy it, and I'm trying to serve the community. Something, you know, I got to figure out. So my kind of thought was the 2019 international tour, which we haven't launched. I was thinking of doing like a run in the morning and then like a why seminar in the afternoon, followed by a dinner, you know. And so that's kind of my thought for the 2019 tour. And so after we get done running, we go shower or whatever, and then we come back to a 2-hour seminar with, you know, a dozen of us or so, and we sit there and we talk through. I walk through the 5 questions with you having a pen and paper in hand, and I force you to do it, and we dig into it a little deeper. And then after that, a bunch of us go to dinner after. So that's kind of the plan for the 2019 tour. I'm making it up as I go along, but that's kind of my vision there. We'll see. I got to figure it all out. Let's see. I'm way behind again on Facebook on comments. Instagram, I'm right on time, right? Instagram, they're right. We're live. Delilah. That's what I'm gonna say. Delilah. I'm going with Delilah. Having a hard time finding my mystical why. Slipped up 3 weeks ago and have been sliding. So have you gone through the questions, right? The 5 questions I ask you is what are you expecting to get out of this journey? Do you believe that you can do it? What's the hardest thing you've ever done in your life? Use that strength that you've used and use that strength to apply to this journey. Because whatever, do you think tracking is harder or easier than the hardest thing you've ever gone through? And then, ask yourself, who was responsible for your success? It's you, right? And so write down those 5 questions. There's a podcast, I forget which number it is, but the podcast goes through it in detail, for sure. Paula says, hi, Fat Dag, found you here on Facebook Connect and now your app. Love listening to your common sense. Thank you. It's just common sense, really. I'm trying not to overthink it. It's very easy to overthink this. So, let's see. Scrolling through. Mary says, wishing WW would track total calories. So, I know why they don't. Not all calories are equal, right? 100-calorie apple and 100-calorie cookie, completely different nutritionally. So I get why we don't do total calories in that sense, but I am looking for a little more depth than not all points are created equal either, in that sense where, I could have 20 points a day of Doritos and lose weight because I had 20 points and nothing else, right? But that's no way to live, and I'd be hungry by noon. So that's not going to work. So there is a lot more to this whole journey. Yeah, Lori says YouTube has lots of strength training videos. I get it. Yep, I agree. Mike is here. Good evening to you. Lori says, be brave. You might be surprised at what you might like. Yeah, well, I know. Daisy says, do I have a cheat day, Mike? No, I don't. So it depends on how you want to define that, right? Do I have days that I eat over plan? Yes, they're not cheat days for me. There are days that I go to a ball game and I have a beer or two and a pizza. Yes, there are days I do that. It's not a cheat for me. It's me going, I'm at an event that I wasn't at last year or last week, and I'm going to enjoy the event in moderation. I believe if you call it a cheat day, then you think you're doing something wrong. I have skinny friends that eat way more than I do and eat, on occasion eat crap, but the rest of their life they balance. So I live in this balance mode. Some days I eat over, some days I eat under, and it balances, and all the time I'm content with it. So, yep. Yeah, Michelle says, I don't have cheat days, I have balance. Yeah. So it's all in the wording, right? I don't know, and so listen, right? Anyone who's ever gone negative in their app could call it a cheat day, whether it is intentional or not intentional. I've come to terms with owning that if I want it, I'm going to have it, but I will be conscious about doing that. And so it's just slightly different. Lori says, my chiropractor trains me at the gym. That's pretty cool. And Marcia is right too. A cheat day does destroy your previous hard work, but the cheat day has more of a mental, psychological impact, I believe. If you believe you're cheating, then what's happening is you believe that the stuff that you're doing the other days of the week isn't for life, right? Because the cheat is you wanting to get back to normal. So my whole life is normal. There's nothing to cheat. It's just, I don't know. I'll find a better way to word it, but that's where I'm sticking with it right now. Lori says, yeah, I shouldn't have bought the Hershey miniatures. Anna from Tallahassee got here late. You're here. That's very cool. Yep. Dina says, I recently found out I'm low on iron. Daisy says, I just get tired of being perfectly on plan. So yeah, so that's why I bring in the term balance for me. Jason, thank you. So are you referring to the post on Instagram, Jason? If you are, there's a story behind that. Because my next 5K is actually not until in San Francisco is my next 5K. Yeah. So, let me see if I can get it out of here. So here's the funny thing. So we did the Indy Ultimate, right? Remember, you guys remember that? Let's see if I can get this. So we did the Indy Ultimate, and I registered for the Indy Ultimate, and then I registered right after that. I registered for the American Heart Association 5K. Oh, come on. Oh, I can't get it out. There it is. So look at that. How cool is that, right? So I registered for this race. It was September 15th was the race. I had the Indy Ultimate was September 8th, so it was the weekend after the Indy Ultimate. When I registered for the race, I had the weekend off, and then when the race came, I had to work. So I didn't make the race, and today in the mail, they mailed me my bib, so I'm saving it. I didn't run that race this year. I did it last year, so I didn't do it. Marie says, I like the new WW mini bars. They are my go-to for chocolate. Yeah, I like them. They taste good, but they're just too tiny for me. So I'm not gonna buy any more of them. Jason, do I have a goal as far as time for my 5K? So my goal right now, my goal right now is with the tour. What I've enjoyed more than anything is I've enjoyed hanging out with everyone who's there, and then I'll run up ahead and turn around and run back, and I'll run, like my last 5K was a 6-mile run because I kept doing this to meet up with all the different people who are walking at their own pace. So my goal is to hang out with people at this point. Wednesday, I went for a 6-mile run here just because I felt like going for a run. It was kind of fun. Yeah, chicken and baked potato. I know. I know, Nora, so this is me handing you a tip. All right here. So, this is as real as it gets, folks. Joe says, hey, Fat Dag, Dina's mom here. I'm so proud of my daughter. She has done amazing. How awesome is that? It's awesome when moms pop in. Very cool. Well, we're proud of her too. Other than all she eats is chicken and baked potatoes, but we're still proud of her. Yeah, Jason, I agree with you. Running to me, I don't know if you saw the post. I called into work. I said, listen, I'm not coming in today. I need to go for a run. My boss was like, okay, fine. I said, I need to go for a run and just enjoy the day. So that was it. That was my run day on Wednesday. A nice big long run. I'll probably get another one in the morning because I do two things. I like going a 5K fast. And then there's nothing better than just opening up and just going and not turning around. Just like, whatever. Next you go, look, that was 6 miles. Oh, fun. So I like that too. So maybe that'll be tomorrow. New York City Marathon next Sunday. That's awesome. Congrats on that, man. Very fun. That's a goal for sure. Franny says, I've never cut anything out of my lifestyle now that I don't plan on cutting out for the rest of my life. That's it. Say something. I cut soda out. I'm completely fine with never drinking another soda the rest of my life. I'm okay with that. I'm not cutting out pizza. Sorry. Almost had pizza tonight, but I talked my wife out of it. Whew. 26 miles, man. No, I've never done a full. I don't know that I want to, but man. Gianna says 2019, come to New York, please. I was just in New York. I was just in New York. Pamela says that's an awesome idea. Brenda says that sounds amazing. So you guys are now talking about the Wiser workshop, we're going to call it. Liz, what about San Francisco on November 10th? Yep, that's still coming. That's still coming. Phoenix. Marcia says, I love the 2019 concept. So the only problem with the 2019 concept is I can't do that for free. And that's what I'm juggling with. How do I price it? How do I afford it? How do I make it so that it's value added? That's where I'm at. That's why you haven't seen any details. I'm trying to figure all that out. And I would love for someone to help sponsor it. Would be the best. But Leah's here. Woohoo! Julie says, just realized you're live. Hi, Julie. Yeah, we're live. Very fun. Maria says, I don't believe calling it a cheat day. I agree with Mike. Yep. It's not even a treat day. It's just another day. It's just I don't know. It's just a day. I don't know how to describe. I'll find a way to. I'll try to find a way to word it better, and I'll put that on. That'll be my goal tonight, to put it on Connect. Let's see. Patricia says no cheat, but a splurge. I don't even call it a splurge. I just, I don't know. It just is what it is. Let's see. Bev says gonna go work harder this week. I like it. Lisa's making cupcakes for my son tonight. How many points for those licks? 0, because you're not gonna have it. Yeah, Marsha, and I bloodied my toes. Yep. That was no big deal. It looked worse than it was. Let's see. So, let's see. Dina says, fat like my mom bragged me, but mom's down 50 pounds too and made Lifetime. Man, what an awesome family. Woo! Lacey, I don't get to catch you live because it's too late usually. That's why we do this early on Saturday. Just kind of, and that's why tonight we're just, I mean, really, it's what do you need? How can I help? That's the only reason, that's the only thing we're talking about tonight. No show per se. We're just chatting. So, see, come to Monterey Bay and I'll get you taken care of. Well, then, done. Okay. Fun. Let's see. Lisa says, my leader says it's not a cheat day, it's a treat day. Okay. There's different ways to word it. The whole point is if you feel like you're cheating on it, then you believe what you're doing is not for life, it's not permanent, it's not sustainable, or it's abnormal or whatever, right? So you just have to get in the mindset of, I'm living this balance. That's where I'm at, That's kind of what I'm working on. So interesting stuff. Wow, has it been an hour already? Whew. An hour goes by quick. Really goes by quick. So last call. What do you need? How can I help? Got about 5 minutes before I wrap up. But that's what I want to know. How can I help you reach your goals? That's the only thing I'm concerned about at this point is what can I do to get you doing it and having success. And most of you are doing it, so that's probably why you don't need much, because you're getting it done. So, and Christy said cheat makes it sound like a negative. I agree. Yep, it does. So, anyway, so all right, so let's wrap this up. So, for those of you who are in the Patreon community, I put a post in there tonight. Please go check that out. And at some point, I'll offer that up to the rest of the community as well. But for now, just because of time constraints, I put it in the Patreon community only. We developed a lifestyle assessment where you walk through an assessment, ask you a bunch of questions, and then I will call you. We'll talk about it on the phone, and then you'll have a printout to something that beyond the scale that you can measure your success with. So if you're a patron already, thank you for that. Go check out that post tonight, get that done. If you're not, consider doing that. It's just $1 a month to get you access to that. Otherwise, wait till I determine that the volume has settled down and I can push it out to the larger community. Bev, I need to be more accountable. Same. I understand it. I'd love to develop a way to keep you accountable. So we'll find that. Maybe that's the next phase too, right? We'll find a way to provide daily accountability. So that's the deal. A lot going on over here. My plan is to make sure that I'm trying to sustain this so that I can do this after I retire, and we can continue to build this long after I retire, rather than me having to go find a job when I retire. So that's the game plan. Ginger and Steve, thank you. Always appreciate you as well. Have a fabulous weekend. I'm working all weekend on some other stuff. Got a big event next weekend for us. So on that note, heads up, might be a light week on podcast. So we do our annual dinner. I have our senator and a congresswoman coming to our dinner. A lot of generals coming to the dinner. So that dinner is next weekend. So we'll be super busy with that this whole week. And then after that, life gets back into a little bit of normal. So Michelle says, thank you for that. You kept me from a second glass of wine. Perfect. Yeah. So Dina says, I've yet to be able to do the Mondag chat. Yeah, hop into the Mondag chat. It's fun. Yeah, my Mondays are always filled too. It's nuts. So Alice, thank you as well. Lacey says, good luck on your adventures. Thank you. Instagram, good night. You're going to time out in 14 seconds. I'm going to shut Facebook down shortly thereafter. But have a great night. I wish you good focus, and we'll see you online for sure. Janice says, I just got off work and check this out. Janice, we're almost done. Oh, man. But that's okay. But you're still here. It's kind of cool. And Lee says, heck, we can do our own little chat without you. Yeah, you can. You totally can. Yeah, for sure. Daisy, you are very welcome. I'm glad you're here and glad you're persistent. Julie says, what time of the chat? They're 3 o'clock Eastern every Monday so far. We've done it. So by all means, hop into there. You can access it through the Patreon community if you're not sure. Marcia, let me see. Marcia, we are talking on Monday. I know. My Monday is solid. Look at this. Let's see. Here's my Monday coming up. I have Monday. I have 9 o'clock. What time is this? A 9:40, and then I have an 11:30, and then I have a 1 o'clock, and then I have a 2 o'clock, and then I have a 3 o'clock, and then I have a 4:40. That's my Monday. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 appointments on Monday. Whew! I better sleep all weekend. Ha! All right. Again, thank you. Yeah. Hopefully, Heather, I'll get some rest. I want to get some emergency and knock this cold out. It's like I'm on day 3, so it's one of those. I'm either going to be really, really, really sick tomorrow, or it'll be gone tomorrow, and we won't know until tomorrow gets here. Whew. So YouTube, thank you for being here. Thanks for the great input as well on all the videos that are available. Have a great evening, and I wish you good focus. Bye-bye.